Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Aeos. I'm just going to start off by saying I don't know when this episode is airing right now. It could be at any point. Where unfortunately we had some technical difficulties trying to get this up on Tuesday. So hopefully this is Wednesday that I am talking to you on, but I honestly have no idea. Thank you for watching though, and bearing with us. I'm not going to do any announcements because, like I said, I don't know when this is going up. So I volunteered to do the recap for today, and I'm going to just go ahead and jump into that. So Barry can take us back into the fantasy adventure. Last time on Aeos, our party, the Knights of Chill, had volunteered to help a small, creepy little boy named Leo find his creepy little puppy. We had fought some weasels and went into a not so haunted house where we found some zombies in a basement down a secret hidden staircase. Um, Folan cleverly drew them out by knocking on the door that they were hiding behind. We fought the zombies, defeated them easily, and continued our adventure. However, Leo was unfortunately kidnapped by some strange otherworldly entity because he went into a room by himself and is gone, presumably forever. Uh, I'm just kidding. We're looking for him at some point. After Leo disappeared, though, we decided to continue exploring the house. Heading downstairs, we found a bunch of bandits loading up some smuggling vessels and some crates down in this cove below this house. Folan recognized one of them as a small child that had been a part of his thieves guild named Clarence, now going by Firefly. Uh, Tried to reason with them a bit, didn't seem to work. So the Knights of Chill came up with a clever scheme. Through a series of Home Alone-esque ruses, we drew out the bandits in a few groups in a one smaller grouping, uh, back up into the house where we murdered them just brutally with magic.
Just
So a
for
bunch of bandit.
clarity, was a child. Clarence is no longer a child. We didn't
Yes,
murder a
was
child.
no. Clarence is an adult now. Fulton knew him when he was a child. But the bandit popsicles left behind in our wake. We confronted Clarence, defeated them fairly easily. Did not kill Clarence. I think he was the lone survivor from this group. We then took all their shit, including a piece of the meteorite that they had been able to recover, and a pet blink dog, who we named
Eclipse.
Eclipse. Uh, Took their stuff, couldn't find Leo, and left back up into the city, into the this port town, to make our to GTFO. We learned very quickly after that about some rumors spreading from Karathor that apparently uh, the princess that our fake princess had taken power over the city, saying that the princess that we saved was a imposter, and blaming Rana and the captain of the guard who we had met previously for orchestrating this coup of sorts, um, and thus sort of invalidating our pardon. So the knights, last we left off, we're heading back to Freevale. We talked to Finn, got him caught up, and now we got to figure out what to do with the princess. Back to you, Barry.
Okay, just to clarify, the captain of the guard wasn't caught up in it. He pretended like Rana fooled him so he could keep his position and spy.
Yeah.
Yes, you have traveled back to Freevale. As you arrive, you see Zemnian waiting outside the manor, and he gestures for the four of you to follow him as Finn is hiding from Because Hum wants to give him a cybernetic arm. And you do notice that there are a lot more people in town right now. Like, it's looking lively. You're seeing a bunch of guards walking around. You see what looks like a little temple. It doesn't have a symbol for what god yet, but out front there is a sign next to a box which says, place weapons in here before entering. The blacksmith's up and running. Chester's got his own store. The inn has a nice sign on it. I believe you guys want it to be called the Rose Garden Inn. Correct.
I liked the Rose Garden was what Folan was gonna lob you for.
I mean, I like it because I came up with it.
Yeah, so there's someone up there making the sign and painting it, looking it all pretty, doing little artwork next to it. The gardens are all growing nice. This is all thanks to the fact that it seems like you have multiple help aides working around the clock, which whenever Avelios walks past, they start working and they bow. Like, don't look at him in his eyes. Like, they don't make eye contact with him. You probably gather they're servants his parents have sent.
That can't be good for productivity.
Oh, the bowing.
Stop every time you're nearby.
They've always seemed to get all this stuff done. I never asked any questions about it, but
Your parents at least compensate them for chiropractic costs for all the bowing and bending of their backs.
never thought about it. Maybe.
Do they provide any sort of health insurance for your family staff?
I was not in charge of this. I have no idea. Hopefully they did. Seems like a nice thing to do.
Do you know any of their names?
No, of course not.
I figured.
There's one called 13, but you wouldn't know if that's their name or if your family just assigns them numbers.
I'll keep that to myself.
He's
wow,
learning.
Keep something to himself.
Right.
It could be their name. It could be a number. I don't know.
Yikes.
You'll see when you enter the manor, again, clean as, like, you walk in, it's like sparkling clean, everything's polished, and there's just a pile of scrolls spread out across 2 rooms. And they are the potential prophecies based on the parameters Avelios provided through his letter of a group of 4 and a bow. Like, that's all the prophecies which have 4 people and a bow mentioned in it.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it seems about right.
Are there any forests left around your family's estates, or have they just chopped them all down for prophecy scrolls?
I mean, there's plenty of woods around. We go hunting in them all the time, so.
Is there a lot of money in prophecy making?
There must be. My parents have a lot of money, so.
I suppose I imagine it depends on who you're making the prophecy about.
I mean, like I said, most of them are about me, so I don't think there's a lot of money in that specifically, but I mean, so maybe there's not a lot of money in it because like I said, I have no idea. I don't think they spent too much money on these.
Well, I suppose I'll start going through them.
I'll get some snacks for everyone then.
Oh, are you
Offer.
helping?
I'll be back to help in a minute.
Okay.
Somebody's just saying it was like, been requested to see you ASAP.
Why can't he come
They're
down
not going
here?
anywhere. At
Fine.
this minute, you hear Hum walking around the house yelling out Finn's name, and Zonian's like, that's why.
He's going to have to talk to him eventually.
I have half a mind to invite Hum to come with us.
That's not nice.
Dick move, Olin. Dick.
I don't know. I feel like if something happened to my arm and you could replace it with like a magical robot arm or something, I don't know that I could say no.
You see Hum walking around, and the arm he's holding looks like a cross between an alligator leg and a dog leg. It's the most grotesque, weirdest thing. Yeah. Whatever you picture, that's what it looks like. Okay. And that's what he's trying to put onto Finn.
Is it metal though?
Bits of it.
Does he know that Finn lost an arm, not a leg?
Right. You try reconstructing body parts.
No, because I think it would end up even worse, but...
All right. Go talk to
Yeah.
him.
I don't want to stop Hum. Question about this arm.
Maybe we should just get this over with and talk to Finn.
Mm.
So you led down to the basement, and then there's a set of stones on the wall pushed in a certain pattern, and then you hear the little sliding sound of a door, and you see Finn down there with Ashran and the books they managed to acquire from Victor, with more details about this room itself.
Greetings.
Oh, you're back.
Hmm.
And cool, Hum's not with you. Quickly, in. Come on, let's shut this door.
Yeah, we did see him though. Have you seen
We
the
can go
arm he
get it.
made for you?
Yeah, no, that's
I'm happy to go get him for you if you want me to get him. I just like
no.
he
It's
starts like harshly walking up the stairs.
it's
like,
totally cool.
Sure.
I've sent a letter to Celeste. She's on her way back. Next time she's in the area, we're gonna regrow this.
Oh, good.
All right.
I mean, does the arm he's made at least do anything cool?
It moves on its own.
Like when you want it to move, or it just moves on its own?
The second option. It's not mastered yet. He wants to see what's wrong. I
Mm.
said it can't. It has no opposable thumbs. Like, what am I meant to do?
All right. Show us what you wanted to show us. So you have a lot of stuff we need to figure out here, right?
I have prophecies to read.
We have a
Yeah.
princess to save
Again, apparently.
again.
Yeah. Found out more information about that while you've been traveling back. The king's sick, so the princess is kind of running. Well, the fake princess is running everything. It's really hard to do it one-handed. It doesn't have the same effect.
Was the king already sick, or was he
No.
suddenly fell ill?
Suddenly fell ill. Hasn't been seen by anyone for a while.
They're just sort of going paint by numbers with this whole thing, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's like it's so obvious that people be like, it can't be true. That's too obvious. You know, it's too obvious to believe that people don't believe it.
So when there is an actual assassination attempt, on the king, they can't figure it out or do anything about it. But when there's a fake assassination on a princess by people who had nothing to do with it, they're chasing us all over the country.
It was
What's wrong? What
That's
is
like-
wrong with this country? You all live here. What's happening?
Things
I
are
couldn't
simpler
tell
down
you.
south. not as many politics.
I
Yeah,
guess.
you know, I haven't ever really run too much in the southern noble circles, so I will say I'm very surprised that no one in their staff knows any of them well enough to discern that the what's going on. But
Well, maybe they do and they can't say anything.
Hmm.
I mean, your servants don't speak when you're around. Imagine what it's like serving the king.
Yeah, if they're bowing the
We
whole
know
time
you
when they
can't.
show up, they probably don't even know what their face looks like.
yeah, but I mean
Yeah.
that's where some of the illusion stuff might come in handy, right? Because like who's doing if they're like impersonating you, maybe they get your feet wrong or something, you know, and boom.
Never thought about it like that. Well, what do you want to talk to us about, Finn?
I just want to see how things were going. See how the OG group is happening. Like, what's going on?
They're going.
You can see going.
Mhm.
Considering we don't have our pardon anymore and we keep throwing ourselves headlong into danger and all of the other nonsense that's happening, I think they're going.
Some sorcerer kid got kidnapped, and we're gonna try and figure out what's going on with that. But
Yes.
You kidnapped someone else.
no. We were trying to help him find his dog, and he got kidnapped by like.
To be fair, we've never kidnapped anyone.
True.
That's right.
It's actually true.
That's right.
I want to make sure that's fair.
Although you know, it does seem to be a pretty popular thing to do down south. So, especially now that that pardon's delayed, you got to think of some cool crimes.
Well, we could not.
Though on the other hand, you all seem to think that whoever took Leo may have something to do with Karathor. We go in there, whatever we do to rescue him will be included in the pardon.
Assuming we can get the pardon, sort of have to have the princess for that.
Mm-hmm.
What gives you the impression that Carathor is related to this missing kid?
Oh, we kind of recognize the guy who took him.
Yeah, we're not sure
Yeah.
where from, but I know we've seen him in Karathor.
I know I didn't give you a description of the guy, but would you give Finn a description?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
He looked sort of like...
It was very ambiguous. It's only just now coming to me.
As you're describing it, just talking out loud after the couple of days break from it, you all start to, well, everyone but Sol, because he's way down south. I'll show the image of what you saw. You would recognize this person. Stygian von Schresix is one of the top advisors to the king.
Wonderful. An official
So-
kidnapping.
Gotta be involved in all this king disappearing and princess stuff, then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Almost certainly. It's too big of a coincidence for it not to be.
Yeah,
Wow.
we got some prophecy stuff happening, you guys. A lot of coincidence. Lots going on.
There's no such thing as coincidence.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's all fate. It's prophecies.
You know, one thing I'll say, given everything that's happened and everyone else that we've met over the last months, not as handsome as I was expecting.
I don't think so.
I mean, the haircut really, I think, doesn't do any favors for him.
Does somebody want to describe this for people?
Zac Efron, but Dalish.
And with a bowl cut.
Yeah, he does have a little bit of bangs, doesn't he?
and brooding. But yeah, elf, facial tattoo, wearing a jacket with the leather collar turned all the way up, popped, red undershirt, armor with an eye insignia, and he's got a cane, so just screams, I'm a brooding bad guy.
Except he's got like
Feel like
ashy blonde hair.
Yeah. The Zac Efron, but Dalish, though, really, I think.
Zac Efron
gave
from
me
High
a-
School Musical, but Dalish.
But Dalish. Oh, man.
Does the descriptors help me?
Uh,
I just keep doing descriptors like this, so I'm gonna keep it going for as long as I can.
I mean, yeah,
Evocative.
the hair is like almost white. It's so light.
Yeah, it's really
It is a
ashy.
bowl cut, though, right? I'm seeing that correct. Yeah.
I hadn't noticed it until you said it, but it definitely has some bangs straight across,
So, like I said,
very high up.
not as handsome as a lot of the other people that we've been dealing with lately. I sort of
But
had
really-
an expectation.
I think we could put that down to his hairstylist. Like
Hmm.
he, a few
Right.
personnel changes.
Okay,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
really,
are
if
we
you just
not?
put some.
Are we gonna stop going after people because they're not handsome enough for your tastes, Folan?
I don't think it's a bad criteria. We have a lot on our plates right now.
Oh dear.
Do you not
We
remember
need to sort of
Chester?
Really, I think if you just put some
Mullet.
mousse in it, kind of style it a bit, I think that would do wonders for him.
Okay.
Priorities.
Now that you've done critiquing the advisor to the king on his looks, maybe that's how you can determine who's bad. Okay, they just don't match Folan's idea of good looking. Be like, oh, you must be bad.
But then we wouldn't have Chester, and we know Chester's good.
No, Chester's
So-
the big bad end game.
But you also know Folan doesn't like Chester because I don't know why.
He doesn't like cats.
Now I know I need to go out and kill. Yeah, no, that's true.
Zemnian's just standing there like rude.
You're a person.
So it's Chester.
Zemnian's its backseat too.
Yeah,
No, I know. That was the joke.
but an edgy to
Because he stands up on two legs. I imagine we're not having this conversation in character.
Yeah.
Most of it was. I think that last part was not.
with Aeos, so you never know.
You need to sort out your priorities.
Right. So, advisor to the king steals or kidnaps small boy with
There's a headline for you.
Small, very magically powerful boy.
very powerful small boy.
Quite a powerful sorcerer.
So,
Chuck that
That's
down
up there on
in
our-
the con column.
Mhm.
Powerful, very powerful sorcerer.
Wait, are we
Kidnap.
making pros and cons in case Folan decides he wants to date him?
Yeah, pretty much.
again, fair.
Okay. Kidnapper of small children.
Definite
Is that
con.
pro or con? Yeah.
Definite con.
Okay.
So he's just a con man. Inspiration to me.
So, it sounds like either way, whether we're dealing with the Leo thing or dealing with the princess thing, probably our first priority is to find Rana and
Mhm.
the
I think we have
princess,
to.
the real princess. I know this prophecy thing might also help us there. So maybe we do a bit of research there, kind of rest a bit in town, and then see if we can dig up where they might have gone.
Yes. Think it's a prudent plan.
I think getting maybe some scrolls or something like that. We know this guy's a pretty heavy hitter on the casting end of things. Can do stuff we can't do yet. So
True.
just something to even the playing field.
I wonder if Chester knows
Hopefully.
anyone who could acquire some things for us.
My hope is if we can get the princess and we can restore her to power, the rest of it will kind of just take care of itself. Probably not.
Maybe.
No.
If this guy maneuvered stuff to this level, I mean, at some point you have to assume some amount of the house staff is involved in the conspiracy
Then probably
and
our best
guards
bet
and everything.
is if we can find them to either bring them back here or find somewhere safer to keep them until we can sort out what's going on. Because if this guy was able to pull Leo out from a room just like snapping his fingers, he's probably got some way of tracking her down. So we got to move quick.
I thought someone had said that they're probably watching Freevale, so this may not be the safest place to bring them.
Well, I guess it depends on where we find them.
There was talk from one of the new contacts in the guards. They had an idea of how they could make Freevale a safe haven where you can't be spied on. So maybe if you wanted to speak with them and then try and work out making this place safe first from that, and then we can get the princess in here. Because we got guards now. It's not just the 5 of us.
Right.
That is
I think that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea. It is, I mean, it's not necessarily something I'm very familiar with, but it is magically possible to block out types of magic and teleporting and all of those things.
And I'd hate to say this, but Hum also may be able to assist with that, because they must have been able to protect their towns without magic.
I think when we spoke to him, he did say something about practical defenses.
I had to talk to Hum anyway about some other personal projects. I can ask him about it.
Okay, I do know that some of the guardsmen are going through the prophecies right now. Trying to weed out the trash from the possible.
You know, those trash prophecies.
Oh, you mean horoscopes?
Look, okay.
A drum
Avelius-
falls down a set of stairs.
Very good.
Aeos, did you come up with a name for your little prophecy maker?
Yeah. Let's see here.
No, you're rolling for it.
Mhm.
yeah, of course.
Of course he did.
Of course I
You have
did.
lettered
Yeah.
dice or
Fantasy
something?
name generator.
Nope. Yeah, his name was Naal.
No.
Naal.
Mm.
It can't be the same now, can it?
Elf.
And
So high.
just a generic elf looking.
Yep.
But like he's a high elf or like he's a high elf?
You know, usually both, but only one all the time.
Yeah, people who
Okay,
make
safe
prophecies
to-
tend to be.
Safe to say that these prophecies are probably all bullshit, considering I trained him.
This is Finn saying that he trained
Yeah.
Null.
But I mean, a lot have come true.
Have they?
Yeah, that was a lot of what I did as a kid, was just fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of like he wrote it afterwards. Just,
Okay.
oh, look, it came true.
So it's not a
like
prophecy.
when your dog sits down and then you say sit and you're like, he listened.
So less of a prophecy and more of a running biography of your life.
I mean, there's so many. At least some of them had to have been before the fact.
Yes, well, a broken clock is right twice a day.
So apparently there's a lot of money in making prophecies.
Like I said, depending
As
on who
if
you
you
work
get
for.
an easy mark.
Well, I'll go through
Well,
them
either
anyway.
way.
Yeah, like that may be some. Who knows? Maybe you got something right. But
Gramfolin offered to help.
I'll try and
Thought
do
I
what I
will.
can, but I don't think I have too much of a bird brain to help out.
oh man.
Well,
this
you can
is
start
fire.
talking to Hum about defenses and things like that. You have an eye for that sort of
Right.
thing.
And the cleric was wondering what god you wanted them to worship. For some reason, they don't have one.
Got an atheist cleric.
Oh dear.
Let's just say keep an open mind when you meet the cleric.
What, religiously or otherwise?
Otherwise, you'll understand why they're asking what god you want them to. And please follow that sign out front.
We should go meet them.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
What's
Do any of you-
a really hilarious god we could make them worship?
Wait, well, no, we need a one that will help, I think. Do any of you
Like
follow a
they're
god?
neutral.
I've never really seen the reason for it.
I mean, so technically there is one who has blessed me with my magical abilities, but I never really paid too much attention to it. So maybe that god. I'll ask one of the helpers if they know.
Wait, you don't know. You have your powers from a god and you don't know which one?
Hmm. It's never been important before.
It seems relatively important. Okay.
Are you also called Xander? Like, just putting that out there.
I don't know. I mean, the various worshippers of various gods of knowledge and protection, and something general like that would probably suit us best.
So,
Barry, are you just planning on using like the straight out of the index in the back?
It's up to you guys. Like, you chose the cleric who's just learning to become a cleric, so they don't have a set god or like what type of cleric they're going to be. They just always wanted to be a cleric.
I think
And-
curiosity just starts rattling off. Like, well, there's the major pantheon of this area and this area, and there's blah blah blah. And there's the lesser gods, like the elven gods and the gods of the races that don't interact as much with humans, and just going down a list out of her brain.
Or just pick something that's funny to say.
No.
Alright.
Maybe meet the cleric before you start. Just get the cleric's not here. Okay, it's just like you're talking about god stuff, and Finn's just confused because he knows one god, and I don't know what god that is because I never really paid attention to what god your character worshipped, Savvy. So,
Get this?
yeah, that one. I think we killed him. Oh no, he's
No.
a human now.
He was fine.
Just made them not be gods anymore.
Can he follow Charlie?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because then Sean can play.
That's my vote now.
Ah.
Yes.
Paul says, I knew a bloke. Worshipped some. I think it was Charlie or something like that. He was a fairly nice guy.
What is this a god of?
I don't know. He really couldn't string a sentence together, so I'm not really sure much of the details on
The
it.
bloke or the god?
Both.
Promising.
Not gonna lie, I think Charlie would suit this cleric.
Let's go meet him. I really want to meet this guy.
Indeed. Alright.
Okay.
Let's make the rounds.
So, time to go meet some people. I'll just be waiting here. No, I'll go up and I'll talk to the guards. I'll face the music.
While we're all here, do we want to just put our hands on these
No.
pedestals real quick? All right. Just thought I'd put it out there.
You just see them like hum slightly as you're in this room. It's like, they haven't done that before.
Reminds me, I need to jump off a building a few times today to see if this, does anything. And the same thing yours did. Don't let me forget.
Oh, yeah. Someone should probably light me on fire, too.
More than we did in the house.
Hmm.
didn't light him on fire.
You did it to help him out. It was a
just-
good immolation.
I just struck him a bit. He's fine. It didn't even scar.
Oh my gosh, you guys are all messed up. Okay, I think you should
You had
probably
to
see
be
the
there.
cleric. Someone wants to jump off a building. Someone wants to be lit on fire. That's just.
So I've got a date with punching a boulder. See if that does anything.
That sounds like training, so that's okay. But the jumping off a road.
Mine
Yeah,
lets
I'm
me...
training to be immune to fire. Come on.
Well,
man.
mine lets me walk on water, and that sounds exceptionally boring.
You could find you a nice waterfall, see if it lets you walk up a waterfall.
That does not sound exceptionally boring. If I can
We
walk
are
on
right
water,
next
can
to
I
a
just be our
lake.
god? Don't they do things like that?
I think so.
Again, it's
think
not
that
really my
qualifies
area of
you.
That
expertise.
was. Look, Finn's not religious at all. He knows if something they have's worth stealing. That's about it. What's worth value?
I don't know, I might be an okay god. Just saying.
I just heard you set a fellow party member on fire in a haunted house.
I
Well-
didn't set him on fire, I struck him to get some scary bugs out of his hand, and he asked me to. Ask and you shall receive, isn't that the whole thing? Am I the only one that reads any books?
Second Finn just pulls the lever to open the door. It's just like, not replying to that question.
Why are you all staring at me?
Because you
Me
read
and
books.
my Nerd.
Ugh. I'm
Sorry,
leaving.
I don't think you're a nerd.
Yes,
You're a
you.
bit of a nerd.
One day, all of you will appreciate it.
I'm
And I
sure we
already
will,
do.
but today is not that day.
I was going to say I already appreciate it because then I don't have to read the books.
Thank you.
So,
I can read maps, but that's about it.
Hey, so you're gonna go meet the cleric,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll arrange a meeting of the head of the guards for you, so you have your contacts.
Sounds great.
Okay, you leave the manor, you go to the temple. Do you put your weapons in the basket?
Do I have any?
I don't know.
Oh wait, yes, I have knives. I'll put mine in the basket.
And your arcane focus is also a weapon.
Mine just looks like a necklace, though.
Oh, you also have those necklaces, and then there's that trunk too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll
So-
I'll
I'm
put
not
my
taking my
dagger
necklace
and
off.
crossbow in.
I leave my quarter staff there. Am I supposed to do something about my hands?
There's only so much we can do.
Take the box in with you and just keep them in there.
I'm sort of nervous about walking into a temple.
Oh,
Alright.
sure, it'll be fine.
Just because you're a tiefling?
Be fine.
I don't think it's dedicated or consecrated yet, so shouldn't be an issue.
That's true.
In Carathor, there were a couple of right bastards that spent a lot of time at the temples near there, and nothing ever happened to them. And you're a good person, regardless of horns or anything like that. Sure, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Fulton's saying this is like he's like crossbow, bow, quiver, dagger. Pats himself down. I think that's it.
Man, all right. If they say anything about my horns, I'm leaving.
If you say anything about your horns, I'll punch them.
What if they say good things about the horns?
I mean, that is nice, and we also might need to put their choice of god under a bit more scrutiny, considering.
Well, they haven't chosen one yet, so
I know, but I'm assuming they're going to want to have some input. If it ends up being like
See-
Mephistopheles or something, I think we might have to have a talk.
Memphis who?
Mephistopheles?
Hmm.
The Dreadlord? Sort of.
The only
Kenya,
one I
the
know
icy
is
pit in the hells. The
well,
reason a
Hell's
lot of
cold.
us look like this.
Should probably
I
talk
just
about that
know
later.
I just know Cord because that's the one you're supposed to pray to during sporting events. So
That seems like a chill god.
Okay,
The god of
as you-
lacrosse.
It's the god of Thunderbolt. Thank you very much.
Oh, right.
As you
Is that a
open,
ball thing?
of course it is. There's this one team, the Grey Coast Griffins. They keep getting ripped off whenever they go to a town.
I
Everyone
heard
hates them
Grey
so-
Goose Griffins.
That's who they're sponsored by now.
Now, hold on a second. I'd like to take a moment to talk about that.
We could do that on the break. As you open the door to the temple, you can't help but remember the words Finn said of have an open mind. And as you enter, the cleric's not what you're expecting to see as a cleric. You see something that looks like it's from the 9 realms of hell.
This is good.
Hello there.
Come again?
Pardon? Nothing. Do you guys need healing?
Can't understand a word you're saying, sir.
He said, "Do we
I'm
need
sorry.
healing?" I mean, I'm a little scratched up. Are you the cleric?
Oh, yes.
Pleasure to meet you. My name's Folan.
I'm Curiosity.
Saul.
and Aeos.
Hello, my name's Ezrealith.
Osroloth.
Yes. What's so funny about my name?
Nothing. It's nice to meet you, Ozzy.
Thank you. I just wanted to help people.
Well, that's very nice.
And where I'm from, that wasn't.
It's just like listening to metal music and trying to translate the screaming growls in real time.
Well,
Fine.
no, I love it.
I love it so much.
I'm having trouble actually understanding it.
Yeah. I'm now going through this list of deities. Feel like, what's the most ridiculous thing we can get this guy to worship?
I can recap everything for you in normal voice during the break. Or I can just stick with normal voice.
It's up to you. I wasn't having too much trouble, but if you guys were, then
I know some people have no trouble and some people have heaps, and I'm like,
Mhm.
And it might just be a question of volume for me.
Yeah, just really work that mic.
So Finn sent us down to meet you. Hi. We've done that.
yeah, I'm just a beginning cleric, and I don't know what gods you follow because I'm pretty certain the gods from down where I'm from are probably frowned upon. That they don't really like healing people. They're more of the torturing, maim, and kill kind.
Where are you from?
Well, the person in charge of my area was, I can't say his name as a person myself. It's the one you mentioned earlier, Savvy.
Mephistopheles.
That one I can't. I always get it mixed up.
You're
That's why I
joking.
don't say it on Sunday games either. Yeah, there's a similar resemblance with you
I imagine so.
and him. Yeah, he's a bit of a dick. I'm putting it bluntly.
Allegedly, he's my great something. Who knows?
But yeah, so I'm gonna up here. We're still trying to work out how I'm gonna heal people because rah, it's
Did you say
scary.
you're literally from
Yeah.
the hills?
Huh.
Does anyone want to describe what Ozralath looks like? He's not holding
a-
that club,
Awesome.
by the way.
He's a big spiky demon. Like
He's got big horns.
he looks like Iron Bull from Dragon Age Inquisition.
Just keep the
but
Dragon Age thing going.
spikier. Yeah, but spikier.
He's also wearing an entire bear pelt wrapped around his waist.
As a loincloth.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Like he
or
just stepped inside of the bear.
and the bear looks very small on him.
Mm.
Yeah.
I imagine this guy's just towering over all of us.
Yeah. Well, he also didn't have any clothes when he came up. So the first animal he saw, he's like, sorry. Apologize the whole time.
Okay. I've
Well,
got a really good suggestion for a deity. I'm just gonna put in the chat here.
We are supposed to, help suggest a god to inhabit your temple.
That's cool. And who am I worshipping? Who's a nice god? He's one which people could trust.
Is it a Gnomish god?
I mean, there are lots of options. I think it's really sort of built around your personal values as a person. What do you value? You want to help people?
Not maiming, killing, or torturing.
You want to help people?
It does.
Yes.
It does limit a lot of them, from what I know.
Wait, a lot of them are all about maiming, killing, and torturing.
A lot
More
of
than you'd
them
expect.
are about war and things like that.
Whoa. Oh, just so people know, I believe, for an easier description of this guy, I just took the image of a Tanner Rook.
Right, that's what it is.
I just looked through the fiends. I'm like, what matches this voice? Some of them don't match the voice. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, religion's not really my area of expertise. There are some gods out there, allegedly, that represent nice things, and you seem nice. Healing and health and joy and the light of the sun. Change. Nature,
That
knowledge.
seems cool. Is that all one god or is that different one?
No, probably different ones. Do any of those strike you?
Does the cleric have to just serve one god, or can we just be like a food court of gods? Just I can be like any god you want, I can pray to for you.
I mean, that sounds incredibly fun. But no, generally, I think it's just fun.
Oh,
I think it'd be fun. Like I said, Cord, god of athletics and sport, would be could have a lot of sporting events.
You know, there's Pelor, god of the sun and healing. That's
Mm,
if I were to be a holy person, I think that's the one I would pick.
that could be nice. Olin?
Have you heard of Charlie?
Who?
I know
I
some
don't know.
people were scared.
Are
of
you talking about
Charlie.
Chester? Because I know Chuck can be a
Nope.
nickname for both of them.
I don't
No,
know that
starts with the T.
they would get along very well.
No.
A lot of people were scared of somebody called Charlie down south, but
Oh, that makes sense. Maybe not then.
look, you guys think about it. I'm here all day and night. We're still trying to work out how I'm not gonna scare people, because if I go to do like lay on hands and you just see him charge one of you and be like, It just looks scary.
Well, I think my first piece of advice would be not to charge at anyone.
Right?
Good. Right.
Slow, steady gait.
Mm.
No, I
Not
kind of
too
look at.
slow and lumbering, because given your stature, that might not work either.
Probably also not good for your knees.
Maybe I'll just sit and they can come to me and I'll get up if needed.
A fine idea.
I need a throne.
I'm certain we could work something out.
Jess has been very helpful. Super friendly, that guy.
He's wonderful.
Extremely unlucky, but super friendly.
Well, I suppose we'll think on it then.
Yes. If you need healing, I'm here.
Wonderful to meet
And
you.
he's just gonna stand there awkwardly and just that awkward face of like, are they going? Oh, is this conversation still continuing?
Are we going?
I just like start stepping out and like.
He's just gonna start fiddling with a little light torch on the wall. Be like, oh yes. Just
Goodbye,
have a
Oswald.
look. Are you still there? Bye.
Can I get the bye in the modulated voice though? Just like for me.
I
Thank you.
This is the best money I spent. This soundboard.
So good. How wonderful.
All right, maybe we all come up with an idea for who this should fall. We put all the names in a hat. We draw out of the hat. See which one comes up,
Well, we could vote.
or we draw it out of a hat.
I
We're all
vote
just
for
going
the
to vote
hat
for our
idea.
own, though. We're all just going to vote on our own, though. So
What
if
if
we're all
someone
going
else
to put
comes up
one
with a better
forward,
idea?
I like the hat. Let's let the fates choose, you know?
The real God would select.
Well,
Which
all the
god's more
gods are
powerful?
real.
Are
Yeah,
they?
but which god's more powerful? Which one wants Oz supporting?
I'm not entirely sure they are all real.
Maybe not all of them, but many of them. At least according to what I've heard. Obviously, I've never met a god.
that
that
you know of. Chester walks past in the background.
Well,
Thorn takes all of his weapons out of the basket.
shall we go meet the guard captains? Oh, my knives.
Okay.
I forget I have these most of the time.
Back into the manor you go to find Finn and the guard captains. As you're walking to the manor, you see Hum leaving the manor looking very upset and defeated, dragging his prosthetic cybernetic arm
Didn't we want to talk to
behind
him?
him.
I did. I'll meet you. Yeah.
Oh, hey guys. Prosthetic arm? As it just
Oh.
starts jerking him around, and it's like, it's got a couple of kinks, but I'm pretty certain I can work it out. As it's trying to grab his throat now. It's like, I don't know why Finn didn't want this.
Maybe you work it out and then later we'll...
I'm actually
Try.
full up on arms anyway, so
You can always do with more, right?
I've gotten by with 2 just fine.
Can you imagine how much
Okay.
writing I could get done if I had 3 arms?
Well, it
Imagine
sounds like
7.
you might want to take him up on it then.
7 seems a bit many.
Say
I
that.
had a question
Yeah.
for you, Hum. I got you here. I had an idea on the way. Kind of like pats down and like pulls out a piece of parchment and like hands it to him. Says, "Do you think you could do something for me or work on a project?"
Yes? What's the project?
I don't know much about this sort of thing, but you were bringing up a lot of ideas the other day, and I had a couple, and like unfolds it and shows like the very poorly drawn like diagram, like stick figure full in, and like with a crossbow, and then like a line coming from the crossbow, and a little like zip going along with it, like a comic book, and it's really bad. But he says, I just had this idea for we've been having a trouble with a lot of cracks that we're trying to like get past and like getting up on top of things and things like that. And I've got this ring that can like jump off of stuff now. Uh, do you think you could work out something with like my crossbows and sort of zip line kind of
Do you want a
sort
grappling
of
hook
like
and a zip line?
sort of
Oh, easy. We
easy?
have that. Yeah, we've been using that for like decades, if not centuries,
I
across the ocean.
I've never known
But we
anyone
don't
that had
have
that.
like fly spells and stuff, so we gotta easy. Is that all?
All right.
Anything else?
Well, yeah, I had a few other ideas that like if you have anything like that you use over across the pond, and you want to, you know,
You have like a stunning arrow, kind of like bright flashing light when it hits, and then it kind of like dazes people. We have one where if you shoot, it makes a whistling sound as it travels through the air. One which a lot of when we're at war, we put it with flammable liquids and shoot that, and then we light an arrow on fire and shoot every shot. But you gotta be a good shot with that one, or else, if you splash at the wrong place, raging bushfire, and then you get in trouble. Yeah, I got in trouble a couple of times.
I'm a fairly good shot. If you have anything you want me to test out, or if I could buy off you, I'd be more than happy to. But the crossbows are like sort of, if you could do that for me, I'd greatly appreciate it.
I'll go work on the crossbows now,
Okay,
and it should be done in a day.
perfect. I don't think we're planning to leave before then.
I'll come find you
No.
then. And he just
All
starts running off.
Do you want the
Unless somebody
crossbows?
yells out his name. Someone yells out his name, or else he's gone arm flailing in the air, just trying to fight this as he's yelling out, Ruko, light up the forge. We got a job.
I do
And
enjoy
then you
him.
see him start running back, and he's like, crossbows, yes.
Right. There you go. Did we have something else before I hand these to him that somebody wanted to ask before we? Okay, here you go.
And he's back.
I do enjoy him.
I was thinking
Lots of
about
energy.
asking stuff, but I don't think I want to anymore. So
You can talk to him later when he has. You know where he's gonna be. Okay. So I want something to attack this town now when you don't have your crossbows. That'd be fucking
Yeah,
Oh, you still have your bow.
still my bow.
Like 17
All right.
knives.
Yeah.
I have a light crossbow. You could always just use it.
Oh,
Okay, in you go. And then you find Finn, and there are 3 people currently standing around the desk. And as you all enter, Finn's like, let me introduce some of the guards captains to you. We have the leader of the guard here, and he introduces you to a half-orc fighter called Lash Witsky. Descriptions.
Damn, is my description.
Hot.
In addition
think
to all
that's-
that, kind of teal green skin, long straight black hair, tattoo of kind of a black lightning bolt on her side, on from the brow to the cheekbone, lipstick on point,
Long pointed ears.
got pauldrons that look like a face, boob window in the armor, but
Mm-hmm. It seems necessarily so.
And see, she has 2 long swords on her back, so she's probably a dual wielder. Greetings. I hear you for owners or rule leaders of Preval.
Right, exactly. Hi, my name's Fallen.
Hi, I'm Lash. So yeah, I'm just discussing with Finn, who's saying that we may have trouble coming in the near future if we harbor a not criminal princess,
A
but who
runaway
is called a
princess,
criminal.
perhaps.
Hmm.
She's
Someone's
way.
impersonating the princess, and the real princess is on the run. So we gotta hide her.
Okay,
It's complicated.
I'll take your word for it. I won't question if she's the real one or not. You pay me, I protect you. Okay, my second in command is Malak. And you'll see some hooded figure, some hooded
Damn it.
gentleman.
Spooky.
You will see that he has the glowing eyes. He is a fallen ASMR. Was the what paladin you want? The order one? Is that the?
Oh shit.
Oh, I've got him in my characters. Don't worry.
He looked like a
he's not
witcher.
high enough level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's
so what
definitely
someone just
edgier than me.
Mm.
we've gathered that even Chester is okay. Like you aren't. It's like what? Like Oath of Command or something?
Conquest.
Paladin?
Conquest.
Probably.
I don't know the
I
different
don't
notes
remember.
that well.
I don't know, but yeah, who wants to describe Malak?
He's terrifying. He's got kind of a kind of a grizzled, scarred face with glowing eyes, stark features, jawline, nose, all that. Wearing a hood that covers a lot of it, some great looking armor, big old weapon strapped to his back. Sort of scary.
Very quiet though. Like his like that quiet stand in the corner, just watch. When he says something, it's normally in a whisper to Lash to point out something which she hasn't noticed. And then we have our own cleric, Kara Ashspire, who sees just a plain old human. You don't get many of them. I don't think you have any of them in this town at the moment.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. Yes.
Ooh. Kara is, as was said, human woman, brunette, long hair, red and white robes, got what appears to be a bloodied mace at her side and a dagger, a sword on the other hip.
Yeah, I just painted this. It looks more threatening. I don't like getting into combat. I feel like if I look like I've just killed somebody, people tend to leave me alone.
That's very
That's
smart.
actually a really good idea.
That
We should
plus
have
I've
all the
got
guards
these
do
two
that.
here. That plus I've got. The only issue is like I can tell when I'm injured, but if everyone looks like this, I'm gonna be like, "Do you need healing?"
Fair.
Should we ask them what gods they follow?
Oh yeah, that's maybe a good idea.
Can you not?
Later. We have important business now.
yeah. That's not something you just go and ask someone.
Well,
It's a
curiosity
personal
might.
thing, huh?
Oh,
Oh no,
I'll let
later.
you know after the break. And then Finn's like, and there is There's another one around here. There's meant to be one more around here.
I assume you call for a magically inclined
Yeah, his.
friend.
And you just see Lash going, is he getting books again? I'm sorry about this, Finn. He's like, he saw there's a library and he got distracted. He said something like a first edition, which is very rare.
First edition of what?
Kara, he said it to you. It's like, and she's like, yeah, it's the first edition of like herbs and poisons around the area. He said I probably would want to know, but I heal via magic, not poultices. And then you see this scrawny little man walking around the corner. This description I'm doing because it's one of my characters. He's in like bathrobes, pretty much. Like the stereotypical wizard hat, but it's like old and ratty. It's all singed around the side. His the sleeves on his robes also singed. He's got fiery red hair, and if you see his eyes clearly, you can see the irises are, it looks like a burning flame, because he's a fire genasi wizard, and right now he is reading a book and he's definitely dodging everything in his way, as sitting on his shoulder is what looks like a little baby phoenix that's kind of whistling to instruct him when something's in his way as he's just reading a book. And he's like, yeah, it is a first edition. Do you know how rare this is? Like, oh my god. Curiosity, you do recognize him though.
Solus?
Ree?
What are you doing here?
I'm a god for this town.
Really? This is my
This
town!
book? Have you seen this book? You've
Which-
had this book and you haven't told me about?
I haven't spoken to you in months. Come here.
And walks up and hands the book over, and then you see 20 feet behind him is a floating disc just piled with other books, and he's like, I don't know where that came from.
So you found Freebell to your liking?
Some of these books were meant to be lost to time.
I haven't had time to go through them all. It hasn't been long since we've been here.
You're missing out.
I know.
It's like, oh. Hello, everyone.
Right. Everyone, this is Solus. Solus, my compatriots. Velios, Saul, Folin.
Nice to meet you.
Joel,
Hello.
We went to school together.
Okay.
We helped each other with learning what school of magic we're going into.
Experimentation and specialization.
Yeah, like, I needed to learn how to shape my spells to not damage people, and Ree was fire resistant, so safest person to cast fire spells on, apart from myself. The only issue we had was if it was too weak, we couldn't really tell if I prevented damage or if we were just too strong for it.
Indeed.
Mm.
Huh.
And then
That's
if Ree wants to tell you about her experiments, she can.
They're quite complex. But yes. It's so good
Yeah.
to see you.
Same.
So I do need some help with testing some fire resistant stuff at some point. So I may come to you.
Yes.
If
Solus
that's
is
all right.
the expert, really.
Amazing. So you want to get hit or not get hit?
I want to get hit with fire.
He wants you to set him on fire.
Mhm.
I've waited so long for somebody to ask me that. He's just gonna start crying of tears of joy. It's like,
I can't believe you're here. This is amazing.
Yeah, well, I also got sent out to go learn things because you can't learn everything in a book. turns out you can, because that's where we all write our spells.
Thank you.
Prophecies. That's right. I've gone through the prophecies. A lot of them seem like a load of bull, if I'm being honest.
Most prophecies do.
That's
But
what we've
there is
heard.
one which seems pretty on point, too on point to be a coincidence. It mentions 4 people, a bow, turmoil with a noble family, which fake princess, sick king. The only issue with writing prophecies down and not hearing them is this word here. In this language, depending on how you say it, it has 2 vastly different meanings. One is save, the other is destroy. And of course, that word precedes the next 2 words, the world. So I can't tell if it's save the world or destroy the world.
Is there any
And
way
then
to
it
find?
finishes. Then it finishes with, if this doesn't happen, like if you don't do this, it's the same 3 words. I don't know if it'll save the world or destroy the world. So it's like you got 50-50 chance.
Well, for
If you
most things,
activate it, you may save or you may destroy. If you don't do it, you may save or you may destroy.
well, if it's either or, then I imagine there's a pretty good odds. It's going to happen no matter what.
Is there any possibility of finding the author and figuring out what they meant to write down?
You'll always try, but this looks pretty old. It's a different writing than the rest of them, like the handwriting style.
You know the language?
It's an ancient dead language.
Yeah.
I've been trying to transcribe it with this book. I tried comprehend languages and it didn't work, so it's got me really stumped there.
It didn't work.
I know.
It sort of goes against the whole purpose of the spell.
Whoever made that spell, I'm gonna have a harsh talking. Oh, they're probably dead, but
Can you imagine?
maybe we could have a harsh talking to them.
Yeah, I mean, them being dead's never stopped me before.
Yeah. I was like, do they know about the whole? Okay. The speak with dead spell is what we're talking about. Wink. Also not a very charismatic character, so this is a very obvious.
I'm sure a cleric friend can tell you all about it.
So I mean, what if it's not a language? What if it's a code or something like that? Wouldn't that not? Wouldn't the spell not do it then?
Got a point. This guy's smart.
I wouldn't.
Okay, maybe not smart.
Hey, wait. Hey, now go back to the smart part. Let's keep it there. No more opinions needed.
But yeah, apparently 4 rings, 4 pillars, and then it kind of says, I'm confused a little bit, that it needs to be like, they said they lock stuff away that could only be released by the same people. Does seem like it permanently traps them, unless you're the people, because you're wearing the rings, I hear.
So it says the people lock the things away, but also open it back up, or someone else locked it away and it takes the 4 in the prophecy to open it up.
Someone locked them away, but the spell they use to end the spell, it requires the things they locked away to reopen. So it's really confusing. That must be wrong.
Or it's not
So-
just about the rings, it's about the circumstances.
All that, yes. I just can't see how the 4 things locked away can be what opens it if you are wearing the rings and he gestures to Finn's arm. Obviously, not everyone can wear the rings.
No, perhaps that's what makes it such a good lock. I don't know, I mean, there are writings about past lives and traveling through time and all those things.
There are.
Yeah, it was
Many.
very interesting class. I didn't really like it.
No, you've never been much for history.
So the writings didn't say anything about whether or not us going and touching the stuff or doing the things with the rings are gonna start this, end this.
That's where the whole writing the prophecies down is confusing. Because it's meant to be like how you pronounce this word that specifies if it's save or end.
So you missed the intention.
So if I read it this way, it sounds really good if you do it. But if I read it this way, it sounds like you're gonna kill us all if you do it. But either
we-
way,
Well, this-
Something will happen if we don't do anything.
yeah.
Right now, as far as I can think of, there's no reason for us to touch the things to even open it because there's not a threat that we're trying to. We have no reason to think anything good's going to come out of that. If there was a big, like, fuck all dragon flying around trying to kill us right now, and we felt like opening that might help us, it'd be something different. But till the sky opens up, I don't really see a reason for us to go meddle around with that sort of thing. Unless there's a big, like, world-ending calamity going on right now that I'm not aware of.
Well, according to the prophecy, I think one's coming. But again,
Yeah, one's coming
Prophecies.
and it's the whole. It could be save and prevent the end, or end and prevent the salvation. Like,
So I guess the question is whether we need to make this choice before it gets here.
it's a 50-50 choice. It's either you open and you have the potential to save the world, or you start the end, or you keep it shut and the end starts and you can't save the world. Is this why people should not write prophecies down? They should record.
Right.
indeed.
I'm going to need a drink after this conversation.
A few.
So you had an idea for protecting the town, though?
Oh, yes. On our way here, I don't know where we were. The captain knows, but I don't. But there was rumors of this large creature that it can hide itself from divination magic, and it's also like resistant / immune to a fair bit of damage as well, types. And it's like if we had some of that essence along with, I met this really cool guy, He's very nice.
Yes.
He also likes reading, but only pictures for some reason. So I was going to get distracted and just start talking about picture books for a bit. So,
But the creature.
oh,
The
yes,
creature.
yeah, like if you killed that and brought it back with Hum's help, we could probably set up like space some bars along the wall and like a big one in the center of town and make like a little dome that could hide people from divination magic and potentially force fields, the word he used.
So you're essentially taking the essence of a creature that exists in nature that has this power, infusing some sort of spell with it. That's brilliant.
Okay,
Thank
but
you.
how are we supposed to kill some invulnerable creature? Like, I know we're pretty awesome, but that's still a lot.
Let me roll an Arcana check for souls. Where are my characters? I got off his screen to try and find the paladin info. Oh, that's actually pretty good. You'll know some of the things they are resistant to and not resistant to. Okay, so apparently they're immune to damage from silvered or adamantine weapons. And also immune to psychic damage, which seems pretty good. They are vulnerable to attacks that aren't silvered or adamantine. So, like,
So just like a normal knife.
yeah,
It seems like a creature that's evolved to be very good against career monster hunters.
Right.
they're also very, very smart. Does anyone have deep speech as a language? Anyone learn that? Did you take that class?
No, I took Draconic.
Well, no communication between you guys and these creatures then.
That's fair. Wait, is there more than one?
Yeah, they hunt in packs.
Well, not entirely true. I mean, comprehend languages would allow me to understand it.
One may be smart enough that it uses something else. You could be lucky.
Could understand it and try to translate it into something else.
So, I guess 2 questions for me. How many of them do we need to do what you need? And are we comfortable killing and using the corpses of things that can speak languages to protect our town?
You murdered 10 people yesterday.
Yeah, but they all had it coming, right? I don't know anything about these things.
Do you
They
have a
never
name
done
for this
anything to me.
creature?
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't said what it is.
The word that is going around currently is a soke, Socae. It's
Never
a
heard of
homebrew
it.
monster I found, so you probably haven't heard of it.
All right. So as long as we don't go into this too prepared, it sounds like we'll be okay.
There's probably other things it's immune to and vulnerable to as well.
I
Yeah,
imagine
I
there's some
don't
sort of
believe-
bestiary in the library or something, or we can find some mention of it.
And I don't believe there's like any pack monsters that live in a pack size really large, right? You could take on what, 12, 13 things at once.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Depends how
Yeah.
big they are.
Yeah, I've never heard of anything traveling in packs of 15 that isn't a swarm, and they never use the word swarm to describe these things, so
Well,
Good luck.
perhaps we needn't kill it at all.
ask it
What
to
don't we
move
need?
in.
Oh, so if we had them come here, then you could do what you need to without needing their bits.
Could you draw from its energy?
I don't know. That's a hum question. I just know of these creatures.
All right. If they're in the area, right? So if they're because you said you saw them on the way here,
Yeah, I
right?
did.
If we leave them be, are they dangerous to us?
How big is this area you're talking about? Like when you say in the area, do you mean this continent or like a certain radius?
Been traveling, a couple hundred miles most of the past month or two, so
Lash is going to be like, okay, we saw these guys while we were crossing the mountains just behind you guys. There's a cave.
Okay, so part of the Dragonspire Mountains, then.
Yeah.
All right. It's not too far.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll probably have to do stuff in the mountains. So yeah, I mean, are they dangerous? Like, if we're just walking around, are they going to attack us?
They're intelligent creatures, so they may.
Are they carnivorous?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think they just kill for the sake of it. No smart creature just kills for the sake of it.
Huh.
Am I right?
But they killed to eat.
Not necessarily true. Have you met humans? No offense.
Also, dolphins. Don't forget dolphins. They do murder people. Never forget.
Right.
Right,
Dolphins.
so I think the sea gods might be out.
The sea gods. The one starting with the letter C. What do you got against them?
Oh, no. The other one.
SEA. Yeah.
Ah, Southeast Asian gods. I get it.
No.
All right.
Ocean gods.
There you go.
Well, this
Third
seems
time's charm.
this seems pretty easy. Then we just pop on up, do a bit of camping up in the mountains, see if we can find these things, see if we can talk to them. If not, do what we do best.
Now, I imagine there
Bring
is a
your
tier
parts.
to this plan. Try to talk to it, try to capture it.
Maybe we just get some of its poop. We should stop in with Hum, see if that would work.
It's true. Or, blood. Maybe they could just donate blood. Do a
Okay.
blood drive.
No, perhaps it won't come to that.
They just line up peacefully and wait for you to be back next month. Cheers. Just stroll up.
You give them t-shirts.
They could be guard dogs. You already have a demon cleric. Why not have demon dogs as you? This is the most messed up town I've ever been in. Okay.
All right.
Who's to blame for that?
You guys keep recruiting him.
I like them.
You could have left Chester behind, but you didn't.
Well, any other business?
Oh, there we go. Should we have our break now?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
So before the break, we discuss potential animal hunting / recruiting. They're intelligent, so it would be recruitment or like brainwashing. I don't know.
I think we want to talk with Hum and figure out what he needs from them to make the stuff work.
Yes. Are you leaving the blink dog with anyone, or are you taking it with you? Like,
It's a puppy, right?
Yep.
I don't think we should bring the puppy with us.
No.
Can we hire a dog trainer?
Probably either we leave it with Ozzy or with Chester is my vote.
I think Ozzy.
Like, hello, little dog.
I say we're keeping the collar on it so it doesn't teleport around.
Yeah. For now.
It's like a humane collar, right? This isn't like a spike collar or something. Okay.
It's
It's like
normal collar. It's got some sigils on it.
It's like
Okay,
a
good.
magically suppressed.
Make sure he doesn't blink himself into a wall or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No,
Be
you
like-
take very good care of him.
Was this an owl? He puts the necklace on. Is that an owl? No. Yep, I'll look after. This isn't lunch, right? Okay.
He's a friend.
Alright, his little finger is probably larger than the dog's head, so it's just like a little gentle tap. So you've left an eclipse with a massive demon cleric.
Mhm.
As you do.
Yeah, why not? Hey, off to hum. Get there,
This is the
Ruko's
next day,
banging
right?
away.
Or are we doing this?
It
Is this all
can
still the
be.
same day?
When do you want it to be?
I mean,
How much?
Probably afternoon. Now you can probably discuss with him now and then rest overnight,
yeah.
and then
I was just trying to get the idea of whether we're like, oh, we're leaving now because I need my stuff. So
sorry, but you can't have your crossbows back till I'm done. Them's the rule. I will fight you for it. And he pulls out the cybernetic arm, which is just holding onto a sword now, flailing her. I'm like, you can't tell where I'm going to swing because even I don't know. Ruko is banging away at something. Hum's there, like sketching on a big plate metal thing. And looks at him like, it's not done just yet. Almost done.
oh no, I figured it wasn't done. We actually have another issue we were coming here to talk to you about.
Lifts up his goggles. And it's just like soot around everywhere but where his goggles was. And he's like, yes.
Actually, Carrie might be better to talk about this. Is the magic stuff and
Okay. I've really worked with magic, but I'm always up for new experiences.
sorry, I didn't mean to do that as you ate a cracker.
It's all right. So, we've been having some discussions with one of our resident wizards. Solus, you met Solus?
Yes.
Hmm.
Interesting fellow.
Yeah, so he said, you've been working out an idea for a, what did he call it? He said you called it a force field?
Force field. Force field, yes.
So,
Yeah, it's a kind of visible barrier that protects you from harmful effects.
yeah, so, we're going to, I think, venture out to find said creature whose essence you need to make this thing work. But we need to know what you need from it.
Okay, I don't know what creature you're talking about. We did have them on the other continent, but they're kind of gone or really good at hiding now because we may have killed them all.
I told you.
Let's see. If it's anything like the airships, I need their heart.
Oh, getting them to donate material willingly is kind of out of the
We
question.
Well, I've never really been able to study one whole or alive.
But what if we brought you back a whole one?
We could probably work out a way to make it work. I just know everything else we use the heart of the creature.
That does track.
Like airships are powered by dragon hearts. Based on the size of the dragon determines the size of the airship capability.
I don't suppose these creatures have more than one heart.
Again, never seen a whole one. I've always just received the heart.
Well, so we were thinking of, because they are, sentient creatures, intelligent creatures, perhaps speaking with one and getting its assistance on your project.
Speaking with animals, that's pretty cool.
Mm.
The other thing we did make from them, we used their eyes for like night vision.
Right.
So like if one happens to have an accident.
But if we had sort of the whole creature here to study, it's possible, you think?
For the force field, yes. For the night vision, I need its eyes.
I would like to be able to see in the dark.
There are other ways to accomplish the same effect that don't require poking the eyes out of sentient creatures. Perhaps
Don't
a
poke it 'cause
spell.
you'll
It's called dark
damage-
vision.
Because you'll damage the... Don't poke it.
I won't.
Oh. But I mean, like, so it's looking like probably gotta kill the guy.
He said it's
Look,
possible, and I
killing,
think we should try.
Definitely able to make this happen with body parts of a deceased creature.
But the other way's possible.
Possibly, maybe. There's no guarantees.
Well, here's the way we can resolve all this. If we catch it, we have the option to kill it if we need to. If we kill it, we don't really have the option to let it go.
The one thing, if you do capture it, according to Chester's theory of things, don't name it, or else it's a lot harder to kill.
Well, if it's an intelligent creature, it probably already has a name.
Don't learn it then, unless you're for sure not wanting to end its life, because it may get stronger with a name.
I mean, if these things are smart enough to have their own names, that does bring up a whole lot of questions about killing it to make parts out of it. I mean, that'd be like me going down to the pub and saying I'm going to murder Billy down there because I need a new piece of armor or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Dragons have names, and apparently the whole other continent kills them to make airships.
And that brings up a whole bunch of issues. I actually didn't even know about that.
Well, dragons on the other continent do tend to kill entire swaths of humans just for fun, sometimes.
Admittedly, that's probably because we killed their family.
Fair. The dragon
Just
bit
like,
is
so
a
you-
bit
if
complicated.
you saw an airship, you would be like, "Where's the closest dragon?" Because they're pretty
Well,
cool.
I think the dragon
I
bit
think-
is more complicated because in most cases dragons are smarter than most of us.
But we're not dealing with dragons right now.
Thankfully.
We're dealing with whatever these things are called.
It's
Right.
okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. So I think right
It's
now
not
our
okay.
best
We're
bet-
talking about maybe killing the sentient creature.
Why don't we go up, talk to him,
And I'm done
see
for
if
the
we can
night. Bye.
see if we can communicate with them, come up with some sort of deal. We bring them back, study them, give them a bit of food or something in return, or whatever they want. If they don't go for that, then we incapacitate one, drag it back here with us, study it, see if we can get what we want without killing it.
I mean, so I personally would rather kill it than capture it alive and experiment on it without its permission.
I didn't say experiment on it, just study it.
Just study it. You think it'd be better to kill it than to capture it, than to kidnap it, essentially?
I will say, in my experience, it is much easier to figure out how creatures work when they're alive. We don't have to hurt
Is it
it.
though? Because I mean, that's
Yes.
autopsies and all that stuff.
Yes, and that is true, but there are certain things that we can only sort of hypothesize if we don't see them in action. And I can't see its abilities if it's dead.
I mean, I think if it wants to talk to us, we have a conversation, and he's like, no, I don't want any part of this, and we just let him go, and we figure out something else. If he's violent and tries to attack us, we got to kill him. Who cares?
Right. If it's like we could have a conversation with it, and he's like, "No, I opt out," then yeah, I
Oh,
think at
yeah,
that
we're
point we
not
should just
gonna-
walk away.
Do that.
I was more so talking about if we go up to have a conversation with it, and it's kind of like "Rawr," and it just tries to attack us. Then I still think it'd be better to try to capture it rather than killing it.
Well,
if
then
that's
we
an option.
understand its level of intelligence.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm not good at capturing things. I'm good at killing stuff.
We know.
Well, just don't do the thing where you melt it with your hands.
It's not ideal, but again,
It's one of the only things I can do.
if we are talking about one creature versus an entire town of creatures,
Well, either way, I think, Ruko, we might need you to make some shackles we could take along.
Shackles we have.
I don't think the rope is going to cut it this time.
Right. Shackles. We're gonna need some rope probably to set a snare to try
I
to capture
have
it.
that.
Everyone's just gonna look at the abundance of rope on curiosity and be like, "Do you need more?" Or
Well,
did you need any silver weapons? Probably not.
I'm looking to see because I think the spell snare has a size limit. So this might have to be an actual snare.
Most of these are small
They're small.
creatures. Most of them.
Great.
There have
I can
been
do it.
rumors of a larger version, which kind of runs everything.
Don't
Like,
worry.
So maybe there's a large leader.
Then don't worry, I got it.
All right.
Hey,
Not close enough.
Shackles done, and as this conversation finishes, Ruko puts down on the bench a grapple. Like,
That was
"Come on,
fast.
we had nothing else to do, and I've made hundreds of these.
Awesome. What do I owe you for?
That's fine.
All right. Like
You
takes
guys
it.
kind of gave us a store to work with and potential experiments to run. There's no other word for it, okay? It's an experiment. I'll try not to hurt the animal, but there's no other words. If you're trialing something, you're experimenting.
I'll supervise.
All right. Well, I guess good night's sleep. Get up and early in the morning.
Yeah.
Go hiking.
Okay.
Fallen does go and test out the grapple a few times by grappling up onto the top of the manor and then jumping off of it.
You can get upgrades so you can zoom faster and then you can fly off like Batman.
Yes. Yes. I need a glider.
No, you have the ring. You can just fly and be like feather fall down slow.
Oh, true.
And if someone's on the edge, you can just ledge take down. Your little spaghetti arms. Who's edgier, Batman or Batfallen?
We will see. I got a bunch of ASIs I can just put in the strength.
I think before resting for the evening, Saul is just gonna fly somewhere, find a boulder or something, and activate the stone skin on his ring and just go to town for like an hour punching it. See if it does anything.
You punch a boulder. Doesn't your ring make you resistant to damage?
Yeah. Or at least
Maybe
the
you need
spell
someone
stone
to
skin
punch
is.
you.
I mean, at the very least, it probably doesn't hurt when I punch it nearly as much.
I could chuck rocks at you while you're doing it.
But yeah, resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Fellas, did you need to be set on fire?
I do, yeah. I was gonna go find Solus and see if he'd set me on fire.
It's in the library. He's like, I can find time to do that. Is there a safe place?
Oh, that's probably a good idea, huh? I don't know, probably near like a well. Huh? That makes sense. In case something goes wrong.
Yeah. You don't just have a room which we can. No, this house is wooden, probably.
No, I don't think there's any rooms designated.
And are we getting supervision for this, or are we just lying?
Nah, let's just wing it. Let's go. I can take care of it. I can take care of it myself. You know.
Okay. If anyone wants to see these two walking towards a well, get curiosity. What if? I think first off they'll start doing it and nothing will be happening much, and then Souls will be like, "What if we double the amount of fire?"
I'll get
And
like
we'll
two
go
people doing
find
fire.
curiosity and be like, "I know someone else who's good with fire."
Let's do it. Yeah.
That's when we'll get curiosity's help to be like, "It's nothing's changing."
It's not doing anything.
Well, it's doing stuff. Like if I hit you or me with fire, but he wants us to keep going. So I said, let's get someone else with fire spells and we'll just
How injured
burn
is
in
he?
some more.
Yeah, I guess how much damage have I taken?
It's been a little while, so would have done a few attacks because it's fun. Just to make it even more fun, I'll hit you with a chromatic orb. Like right at the end, and be like,
He keeps hitting me with cantrips, and I'm like, no, enough of that weak sauce. Come on.
okay.
If I wanted cantrips, I'd do it myself.
Chromatic orb. Oh, this is really good. That was an 887. What's that? 23 fire damage.
So halved to 11.
Yeah, 11.
How many hit points do you have total?
Let me make sure that I don't remember if this is right or not. 29.
Uh-oh. Now,
I thought I would have almost killed him with that one.
right, that ring. Now we do need to.
Just blast me right in the face with it.
We do need to make sure that he stays conscious, though.
No, we can just get Oz out here. Oz, do you want some practice healing?
That's not a bad idea. All right. We just have a class.
You just need to wait till it's nighttime because some people. Wait, it's just guards here. We don't have townsfolk. Everyone's fine with Oz. We'll just
Get everyone involved in the training. The guards can all attack. I'll attack Saul.
All right.
Yeah, Saul's just being punched by guards. Forward's just ziplining and slowly falling.
This town is awesome. But
We're
all right.
lighting people on fire. You can stand on the well, on the water in the well.
And we are going to be careful. I don't want to completely render him unconscious.
I have spared the dying, my good.
Fair enough.
Well, before
Alex,
we go
did you
another
understand?
round, I'm going to go ahead and drop a heal on myself.
Okay. Does anyone else just want to? Some guys may just try and punch you just because you've been obnoxious. One A just throws a rock, purposely
No.
missing Saul to hit a Valios. Be like, dick.
This is a controlled area. I saw that. Okay. So we're going to hit
So
you.
wait, one of my family servants just hit me with a rock.
They were aiming for Saul.
All right. So the two of us are going to hit you at the same time.
Do you have burning hands?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that.
All right.
Or can't you like twin dragon's breath on us and we just breathe?
Let's start with this and see where we land.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea.
No, I don't want to kill him. The incremental.
Okay. Burning hands, joint attack. So when Solus casts his spell, like his spell book is like a ratty notepad. And like it just separates and the pages spin around him and he gets to the one which he wants. And then he just casts that. Oh, we actually burning hands in this guy. What spell level are you going? I can only do one. So
I mean, I have a couple of options.
what's
But like burning hands once. Scourging ray will hit him 3 times in quick succession. That's probably your best bet.
getting ready for it. And oh, I did 14.
15?
that's 14 points of fire damage there.
Anything?
Yeah, do I feel any difference? I'm at 13 hit points out of 29.
You feel like you're at 13 hit points out of 29.
Nothing just yet. I'll put another heal on myself. How many spells do I use now?
It could be because you were. What were you fighting?
An elemental creature.
That may have something to do with it over just fire damage. Like, that thing is made of fire.
Well, you were partially made of fire.
True. What if we down him?
Hmm.
This can go on for as long as you want, but nothing's gonna change.
Nothing changes. Then yeah, I think knock me unconscious with fire.
Knock him out. You got Oz is like, he just grabs you and it looks like he's going to crush you, but he just like heals you. He's like, there we go. Nothing changed except Sol's now out of spell slots.
Anything?
Nah, it's all the same.
Well,
That was fun. You guys are weird. Brought back memories.
right. Of college.
Except less drinking this time.
Oh, we'll get to that.
I'm just picturing drunk wizards like, be still, I got this. Put the apple on your head and enlarge.
So after this, we all show up at the inn.
Yeah. It's just a little get to know you session. So getting hit by rocks, or doing your old pastime of fighting, and the first one to lose the tooth loses, but this time you just take the hits and then you just one punch. Nothing really changed for you except your bag of teeth got a little bit bigger. Some guards are just walking around missing a tooth and being like, hey, it's like Fight Club, nobody talks about it. And can I say, you look like Batman for a little bit.
Fallen gives up on it pretty quick if
Yeah.
nothing happens after like 3 or 4 times.
It's probably something you have to do while falling. Would probably be the best thing, not just falling.
So like a backflip.
Do a flip.
He does a backflip.
Multiple times because it takes forever to fall to the ground.
He's actually
when he
he actually
stops,
is
he's like,
really dizzy when he hits the ground. Yeah.
No, nothing. There's probably a book somewhere, but not which has been located yet.
Magic rings for dummies.
Yeah. How to upgrade your magic ring.
So then, disappointed, we all go get drinks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to set a guy on fire until he passed out. That seems like pretty good.
Fallen makes dinner and he makes a like a stew, which he puts the red mushrooms that he found at some point. I don't really remember where it was, but they're in my inventory and I want to use them. It just says red shrooms for cooking.
They were in the house.
Right. He uses
Okay.
those.
So,
either we all die.
Nah, I think you did a good enough survival roll to know that
I'm
actually.
Pretty sure I did a very good, survival roll on that one.
There's no hallucinogenic effects. It's just really yum.
Cool.
Delicious.
Now they're out of my inventory.
Everyone bonds over that meal. And if this was Monster Hunter World, you'd get a benefit, but you don't.
Our friendship.
So friendship's a +1 to which stat now?
Friendship's a +1 to controlling a land vehicle because everyone does that.
Perfect.
Okay, so the only there's 2 things left in this town. Well, 3 things counting the pillars. But the only other 2 things in town is the chest and your plan for these necklaces, because you have spoken about giving it to someone else just because there doesn't seem to be a range limit on it. It's just give one to Chester and just go get hit. Ow, ow.
It's not like he's
He
gonna
doesn't know
tank the
what's happening
damage.
to him. He doesn't know what's happening to him. He's like, oh man. Ray of sickness. Like, oh man,
So-
I feel ill now.
So the pros and cons of the necklace was that if somebody were to be using it and like cast a buff on themselves, that buff will go to somebody else. So like we were thinking that Curiosity could use like a shield spell to protect like somebody else in the party. Negatives, it hurts a lot.
Like if 2 people got hit with the heal spell, they'd get double healing. 2 people get hit by like a fireball, they take both lots of damage.
But it's only damage. It's only spells though, not like magical
only
effects
spells.
or like So like a dragon's breath would not count.
We don't know.
Could we
I mean, I
test
did
that?
identify it.
Like,
So in theory, we should know.
oh yeah, that's true.
Magical spells.
Just spells. Okay. So really, as long as we're not going up against like spellcasters, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So like for monsters and stuff, like what we're doing now, it's actually probably a good idea. I'm assuming this thing can't cast spells. I hope.
Even if we do come up against spellcasters, just means whoever is wearing them need to stay away from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
So-
if I'm flying around, I can do that easily.
Yeah, until Disintegration Ray gets cast on Curiosity and you're flying around next second.
Poof.
Bam, big damage comes in.
He don't
I
feel
was
so good.
actually, I
As
was
you're
thinking,
the frontliner.
I was thinking that the people that'd be best for would be Curiosity and Aeos, because you guys tend to share spells the most, and like with the buffing, like casting mage armor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to use a sorcery point.
Yeah.
We could just spend 1 spell slot on that, and then I keep you from getting hit. You could heal me.
Yeah. Just have to keep you far apart if we fight people.
It's not that
I
difficult.
tend to roll up into the middle of everything
Yeah.
anyways, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And then like counter spell like ASAP. I know we're not there yet, but
Not quite. Getting there.
yeah. That's my totally
Okay.
out of character suggestion.
Works for me.
Fine with me.
So, you can't remove the necklace.
Well,
there goes
Figured.
that.
Curiosity, can you take yours off, or is it just mine?
Curiosity, yours is kind of stuck.
Nope.
Mm.
All right. So that brings up another issue. Apparently they're
It-
cursed.
Answers one of my
Now,
questions though.
I did
was
identify them, and identify
So
tells
the-
you that shit.
Okay.
I googled and Identify doesn't have to tell you if it's cursed or not.
Yeah.
You learn whether any spells are affecting the item, what they are, I guess.
Because I checked, because I knew you had Identify and you would check.
Okay. That's how it's always been explained to me.
Mm.
I've seen a couple items.
And we
that say
we did talk about that last time, and no one clarified. But okay.
It tells you unless the item specifically says it doesn't work, but there's a few in the DMG that say it
No,
doesn't work.
I asked last time, and nobody told me that.
Well, we're in town. We got a cleric here. Let's just have him pop it off.
Did you cook dinner for everyone? So, like, is this everyone's just at the table eating and be like, hey?
Yeah. I want to lean over to Ozzy at the end of the table, like sitting there just like an ogre on one of these tiny chairs.
With
Hey,
a
Ozzy.
little bowl. Just...
Leave him alone. What if he's super fancy?
It's
I
got
just said
big
he's
pinky
big.
out.
Yeah. I imagine
It is
everything
just-
he eats has to look super fancy. If he's using like a regular
Yeah.
glass and stuff, it's like
Yeah.
can you deal with curse things? Like removing of such?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. That's
We
what I
could-
We
thought
we
know
you
could try,
another
like-
cleric.
We do.
Kara,
Yeah.
who you
Leans to the
also
other
chose to be
other end of the table. Oh, is she also level 1?
Still learning that you chose the weak one.
Well, here we are.
Says I can remove it. May lose some of its pizzazz.
We also might lose some of our skin.
Yeah, but your clerics have healing at least.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I got an idea. I can't do it yet, but I could maybe try it later. It would be expensive though. It might be cheaper to just hire someone to do it ourselves. But we could kill you, and then I could just bring you back right away. Take the necklace off, bring you back. Right?
How about no?
I mean, it's not the worst idea he's ever had.
I mean, yes, in the scale of Avelios ideas, but it's still a no.
I mean, out in the 60 seconds or so after someone dies, it's actually fairly reasonably easy to bring them back.
Yeah, I've seen it done heaps of times at college.
Which one is that talking?
So,
Okay.
Partying with large groups of very magically inclined people is something.
I mean, if we just break it.
Magic items don't usually work that way.
No? Was that not what Home was applying?
I can remove it.
They tend to be pretty difficult to break.
Yeah. I was understanding that as more of like a surgery option. Like, let's just remove the skin
Oh.
that it's attached to.
You know?
It's fine.
And
They're attached to me
I-
and Saw for now, and it worked fine last time, apart from, you know, a little bit of singeing, so it's fine.
And I think for what we're about to do, probably fine. But if we're going to go out and do something else, especially if we're going to Carathor to deal with the big magic guy, definitely want those off.
Well, yes, I don't want this attached to my chest forever.
Yeah.
But if we can
Maybe
remove...
Celeste will be back in town by then.
Hmm. And then if we can
Yeah.
take them off, remove the curse, we can put them to use in a more practical
We could
sense.
probably work on adjusting it, weaken it, and remove the curse. May not be as strong, but
Perhaps then they won't hurt as much.
you could keep the positive benefits, but be weaker.
Hmm. No,
And
it'll
not
work fine for
curse.
now.
Ben finishes his little mushroom suit with his one arm, and he goes, "Look, by the time you get back, Celeste should probably be here. I can ask her to stick around to."
And she can cast that, so we're not going to get here and she's going to be like, oh, I haven't learned that either now.
She can regrow my arm. I'm assuming she can remove a curse.
I understood her to
I
be
don't know much
incredibly
about-
powerful.
All right, I don't know much about magic. I don't know if that's like an easy thing to do or a hard thing to do.
It's not the first time I've had something regrown.
Actually, I will say, in a typical sense, in the minute or so of being dead, it's easier to bring someone back to life than it is to regrow an entire limb on a living person. Odd.
So Abelis's idea is also up in.
I mean, I think a solid plan C.
What's more fun? Just
Not
getting the other
dying?
removed or dying?
I don't know, I've always wondered what it was like.
Bit of column A, bit of column B. We can try both and see which one's more fun.
I think we'd rely on Celeste first.
Yeah, there's no cleric here who can do that.
Well, why don't the two of you start power leveling and the rest of us will wait for Celeste.
Well, they would have gained a bit of XP last night.
It'd be so easy to kill both of you too, because I could just kill one of you and the other
Yeah.
That's actually the more convenient option now that I'm thinking about it.
Technically.
Celeste is going to have to cast it twice, I assume.
Not really. Remove.
Oh, no,
curse
because,
one.
Are we
It'll
drunk?
work
Are
on
we
the
all
other.
drunk right now? Is that?
I think that's the
so.
only
Man,
explanation.
if I remove the necklace, it's going to be 2 revive spells. So one of you is going to have to keep the necklace on. Both of you actually. Gotta save those spell slots, yeah. Dude,
Just
power
make sure we have
kill
nothing
would-
to do that day.
Oh, hey. And everyone goes to sleep after working out that you could kill them with just 1 spell. But you have to go for the healthier person just to make sure you hit that.
Interesting and frightening.
I think Saul
No.
spends the night out of town.
Saul thinks
I
he's gonna come
just-
back tomorrow, and the whole town is gonna be in ashes.
Just twin a 2nd level inflict wounds on and hit both of them, so it doubles.
Because you know he'll crit on it.
So, at least Soul doesn't have double your HP. He'll also be like, just to kill him, we outright kill you.
It's fine, I'd rather not suffer.
Oh, you're gonna get revived anyway. You'd still feel the pain. Okay, everyone goes to sleep after having terrible ideas.
Literally every day for us.
Yeah. I thought lighting yourself on fire on purpose would be the worst idea you had that night, but then you decided, what if we just killed you?
This is us. You're probably wondering how we ended up here.
Was every time Saul was doing the stone skin on himself too? Was that happening to Curiosity back at the?
Probably.
Were you just standing there and
Probably.
suddenly it's just like?
At least it's not reflecting all damage because she's standing there burning next second. Punch! Ow! Quit taking hits. Learn to dodge. Good way to train how to dodge, though. It's like,
Is it?
yeah, you're supposed to have to learn to dodge, or else you get hurt. Motivation.
I have spells for that.
Okay. Just head off towards the direction. Bang would have arranged a little map for you to follow of how to get there. And then they would have wished you good luck. You would have your shackles, some rope attached. The rope they've attached for you, Fallen, for your grappling hook.
Mhm.
It's more of a chain than a rope.
Okay. I was
Because
going to
need be
ask you
able to
about
support
that. If
some
it's,
strength.
yeah.
Yeah. They don't make, like, they would have traveled with chain. It's the only way they can make sure they can
Okay.
safely get up whatever they're scaling.
Okay.
It's got like a little fishing reel. You can reel it back in. And yeah. I was waiting for you to do something and realize I'm the one describing the adventure.
Mm-hmm. We go.
You travel along a little creek bed which goes towards the mountains. It's a nice sunny day, you know. Not too bad. Pass through some forests and start climbing the mountain. I will need either an athletics or acrobatics check from people because following the map it leads to a pretty steep point. Or Fallen, you could shoot your grappling hook up.
Yeah.
Okay, people, let's roll.
So do I need to roll or can I just grapple my way to the top?
You can do an attack roll, see if you hit.
Okay.
I want to see if you're terrible at this. I want you to miss so bad just because.
Oh, I should probably get my dice out.
What you get, Curiosity?
16.
Oh, I thought it was bad because the look on your face is like, don't look at me, just.
No, I really
Are you
couldn't believe it.
trying this, or are you just
Hmm?
standing there and waiting for somebody to help you?
I assume I'm trying to stay with people, but
Okay.
as I did roll an acrobatics and I got a 5. So
tall, I'm assuming you just fly up.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I even need to roll.
You don't need to check if you can move by flying. And Sean?
26.
Okay, so you fly up and land there. Curiosity, you climb like a spider monkey. You just scurry up there real quick.
I've been working on it.
Olin does his little Batman grappling hook and just zips past you, waving like, hey. And you look down and you hear a little bit of noise, and Avelios is just on his back, like, physical work. So, you gonna try again? Anyone gonna assist? Or
Nose ghost.
You just gonna.
I
what?
could try and carry him up, but that might require an athletics or a strength check from me or something.
I can
can also
also
just-
attempt to shoot
Yeah.
him with it and pull him out.
While they're debating, I try another, and I got a 9 for acrobatics this time.
If someone's gonna reach down and try and grab him to assist the pull up, it's the most pathetic attempt of somebody climbing. It's like, it's Sid the Sloth from Ice Age trying to climb.
It's like we could drop down a length of rope and like pull him.
Like you did with the well,
Yeah.
or the wall scaling to get into Freeva.
Starting to realize that we've done this a lot for Avelios.
Exhibit A is why. You eventually get up with the help of your friends.
Oh, well, the next one I rolled was a nat 20. So.
That's to stand up. As soon as he reaches the ground, he kind of like just levitates up vertically and be like, oh, that was easy.
Good job, buddy.
Then you travel along this little rocky path. Every so often you hear a couple of stones start tumbling down the side, like something's disturbed it up above. But whenever you look up, you don't see anything. And you come across the cave they mentioned. Do you enter or just no? Keep on walking.
Should we just go inside or try to sneak in or
I mean, you and Saul are the animal experts. So I imagine we shouldn't just walk into its home uninvited.
It's probably most likely to make it aggressive, but I also don't know if it's inclined to come out and say hello.
well, if we call inside, get an idea of it'll alert it to our presence. And if it comes out and attacks, we know one thing. If it stays in there and hides, we know another.
Can I cast my spell first?
Certainly.
I'm gonna cast Comprehend Languages
Okay.
as a ritual, like before we go, if I can. It lasts an hour, so.
You'll find a little place just off to the side where you can keep an eye on the cave in case something comes out attacking. While Curiosity starts ritual casting this, which you all know not to interrupt after you did in the well, and she ripped you all a new one. Fallen, where are you stepping?
Nope. I stay right there. Silent.
Okay.
Still.
Good boy.
Okay, I will need a marching order when going into the cave.
I guess I'll go first.
Or who's calling out?
Yeah, I think if we're gonna just stay outside the cave, can you? So comprehend languages doesn't let you speak it. Just
No,
understand it.
but it lets me understand what they're saying, so I can at least react to it. And also, I have a few languages I can cycle through just in case it understands something else, maybe on a whim.
I think if we fan out outside the cave entrance, Saul's probably going to be flying up in the air a bit.
Okay. I'll just stay next to Curiosity.
Is there something I can do to like show it I'm friendly?
Hmm.
Probably. Alex doesn't know what that would be, but
if it's like a normal dog or animal, palms up, open, show that you don't mean it harm.
Maybe
Let it
have like
approach you and sniff. Don't try and stick your hands in its face. Just basic animal care.
Hey, just like a
get
dog,
some like
a dog
jerky
thing?
or something. Hold
No,
it
you
out.
don't want
like,
you don't want to have like food in your hand when it's coming to you. Otherwise, it's just going to try to eat your hand. Let's not associate ourselves with food with it just yet.
hmm.
That'll go bad.
Sandwiches always work with birds, especially ducks.
No, I think right now let's see what its level of intelligence is, and
Okay.
we'll sort of go from there. Just
I would
think
say I'll
everyone's
make myself.
intelligence level.
What was that?
Everyone's intelligence level.
Mine's a 20.
14.
9.
11.
Okay.
Hey, not 3 of us above average.
Okay. 2 Smarties at the front.
Okay. What are we saying?
Well, I would say I'll make myself look as non-threatening as possible, but I don't look very threatening, so.
You have horns.
Well, I also have glasses. What's it called again?
It's okay.
It's okay. Hello. It's okay, friends. Are you in there?
You all hear a bit of scurrying around, like a small animal running over rocks and dirt, but a few of them. You would understand them, Curiosity, and you'd hear them saying, somebody's out there. What do we do? What do we do? Do we go see them? Do we attack? What do we do, boss? Then you hear a more mature voice, is how I'd put it, probably a little bit deeper. And they're like, let's go see what they want. Who knows? Maybe we have a meal. Or maybe friends.
I'm just like whispering to Fallen since he's right next to me, like, they have a boss, they're coming out, and they're open to being friends, but they also might eat us.
That's about what I expected.
It's better than what I expected.
You would notice some of the rocks on the side start tumbling down. And there seems to be another cave entrance up above. And there's like 4 of them coming down from above on the outside as 4 smaller ones, similar to the ones coming down the mountain, walk out of the cave. And then in the center is probably like a direwolf size one. So you've gone like your average dog size, maybe a little bit like a small dog. 8 of those and 1 massive one. And the massive one just looks over the 4 of you and then just focuses on Curiosity. And it's just, you understand us, I assume?
Can you understand me?
You see it processing what you've just said. What did you say that in?
Well, probably... I don't know. Yeah, Common's probably out, but I'll start with Common, and then I'll cycle through. I have Infernal, Abyssal, and Draconic. Hey, Fallen, do you know anything else?
I know Elvish.
Try that too.
It starts speaking in like broken common, like it's trying to learn it, but it's picking it up more and more as it tries to speak. Quite fast, actually. Yes. Why are you here?
Not to harm you. We're from a town nearby, and we're seeking allies to help defend it.
This is my concern. Why?
Well, I mean, it's not yet, but our town is growing every day, and you are our neighbors, and we wish to make sure everyone here is safe. But that is something that we should do together.
We did used to live with people, but then they betrayed us and killed us.
Oh. Well, we don't want to do that.
I got a persuasion check. Or a deception. Are you lying?
No?
I feel like we've been
Yeah.
pretty heavy on the not wanting to
Curiosity's
kill them.
telling the truth. Okay.
I'm just giving you the option. You can roll either depending on what you're doing.
They're the same number. No, I'm telling the truth. That's really good. 21. I only have a +3.
That's pretty good.
So what do you need us to do?
Well, we're attempting some magics that would protect the area, and we know that your people, are very skilled at certain types of things, like that, not magics, but protection and keeping ourselves safe and things like that. And we would like some of you to come with us, so we might better understand how you do it.
And we won't get hurt?
No,
Okay.
of course not.
You'll come for a visit. See
Okay.
if you are trustworthy. And if you are, we'll help. If not, I think you call it war.
That seems a bit extreme.
Well, look, if you betray us, that's the only option I see available.
That's fair.
That is actually fair.
Because you say you're not here to hurt us, and he just looks at Fallen with just weapons. You got shackles. It's like...
I don't think it has the shackles out right now.
Oh.
I think those are in someone's bag. I
I'm
don't think
gonna
we'd
be
be standing there like, you coming with us or what? He does have his weapons though they are not like,
Yeah,
he's not
pointed.
holding them.
Yeah. Like, gathered it can be dangerous, so I accept the weapons. But yeah. We'll follow for now.
Wonderful.
At least you didn't attack these guys, I would have destroyed you. Oh.
Well, should we lead you now, or do you need time to make
We're good.
arrangements? All right.
We're peace.
I
And
don't like to make assumptions.
what kind of dietary requirements will you be needing
Oh,
during your
yes.
stay?
We can hunt ourselves. Well, we don't like hunt our own kind, but we can hunt for ourselves.
I understand. Common is an extraordinarily difficult language to learn.
We have a word or a name that we've referred to your kind as. Do you have a name individually or for yourselves?
I don't think we're at that trusting point yet.
Fair.
Well, I'm
Maybe in the
Curiosity.
future.
My name is Folan.
Aeos.
So I'm still flying up above.
But now you can call me Crag.
Croc.
Okay.
The others won't understand you. They're new. That's
Like
the word you
children?
use. That's the word, yes.
Again,
They're
it's
new.
common is difficult, and your grasp of it is very good. And
Well,
perhaps we'll learn your language too.
Perhaps.
All right.
Not with a -1 to intelligence.
So, who's coming with us?
The 9 of us.
Oh, excellent.
Like I said, if you betray, I need people. we're ready. Like if you betray, war starts then and there. It's
Oh, so you didn't mean like an army would be coming from the mountains after us. You just meant
well, there'll be more. I heard a
Oh.
story about 300 people which defended it from a Persian army, and then more came afterwards.
What's a
Where the
Persian?
300? It's a type of cat. I don't like it.
Oh, well, you get along with Folan wonderfully. He also
Right.
hates cats.
We
I
do
don't
have
mind
some
the
cat
dogs,
people
though.
in town.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't like the little Persian cats. They just look weird.
Well, all right. You can follow
As
us
he
then.
says with this predator mouth, they just look weird. Their mouths open like yours, vertically. Why don't you open horizontally? You can fit so much more.
I wish.
Yeah. Hum could probably arrange that for you if you wanted.
So,
Please
you'll follow us
forward.
then.
Okay. And they walk
Jump off the cliff.
He does that sometimes.
No, actually, when Volan wouldn't just jump off right away, he would look to Curiosity and be like, "Would you like a ride down?"
Oh, yes, very much.
And he'd jump
Okay.
off and feather.
Saul looks at Velios. I don't have magic to help, sorry.
Yep, I know. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Just-
you can be like, Avelios, would you like a lift down? Just
I'll come back up and get Velios and bring him down too.
Aw.
Just grapple
just-
up. When it's,
Just
Thought I
talk
was
to our
special.
new friends on the way down here.
no, Volan's just flirty.
not happening, buddy. Crag's just gonna be like, no. Just leaps down gracefully.
Yeah, I did okay. I got a 14 on an acrobatics for the way down.
Yeah, you slide down like Legolas sliding down the staircase. And so you just do soul things and just fly down. Thank God you aren't all flying creatures, because I would have to you just travel through a small tunnel, like there's no fly space. It's just tunnel traveling.
Where they're just wyverns everywhere.
And you start heading back towards town, and I think we will call it there. That's the mark. Yeah. News all would have noticed. I don't know if Bolin would have noticed because it's terrible perception. All of them were literally they just assume Curiosity's your boss, because she's clearly the smartest one there. She is the only one smarter than them.
I don't think that's a wrong assumption.
Their intelligence is a 19. These are smart boys.
Whoa.
That's why they're just like checking everyone. She's the smartest. Also why they didn't attack, because you were smarter than them. It's like, well, she'll probably beat us.
Gonna let him keep thinking that.
Do they fight primarily by chess or something?
To them, they think the smarter person will win, because they've survived, and that seems to be the case. It's not true, but it
Yeah.
seems to be the case because they're not wise. It just
So they may have an
logically, it
intelligence
makes
of 19, but they don't know correlation is not the same as
they
causation.
have a wisdom of 7, so it's like must be because we're smarter.
Fawn's gonna get along great with these
Yeah.
things. The inverse intelligence wisdom.
We are not
Imagine
just
they
going
have
to
a
turn them
lot in
over to
common.
Hum. They are not to be harmed.
Hum's gonna have so many more design options, seeing how their face moves. It's like, I never thought of horizontally opening jaws.
I am
Ugh.
supervising this.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for the session, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and bring us out unless there's anything you want to add.
No, I'm muting myself.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching this very special episode of Aeos. Hopefully, this is the same week that we were supposed to air it, and we appreciate you for sticking with us. We've got lots of other great streams for you to watch. Our whole schedule is on Twitch. If that's where you're watching this, it's just below our faces. If you're on YouTube, head on over to our Twitch page, follow us there, and look up for all those other great shows we play. I mean, we played game of Good Society recently. Just like Jane Austen, we play Tales from the Loop. We play Monster of the Week. Lots of fun stuff to kind of vary up your week. Follow us on Twitter and join us on Discord for all of our. That's where we do most of our talking and our interacting. So if you join us there, you can pretty easily know everything that's going on. And then I'll plug as well. Again, don't know if it's happened or going to happen, but the every Friday for the next 4 or 5 weeks, Savannah is going to be running a Monster of the Week, or is going to be running a Masks game. So many M games and same system. A Masks game over on Encounter Roleplay. It's called The Heroes Next Door. It's teenage superheroes getting ready for prom, and I play in it. LB from Slang 101 plays in it. So definitely come watch that. It's a mini series, so it's not going to be on for very long. So you definitely want to check it out while it's still going. I think that's it. Any other announcements before we call it? Nope. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Barry, for running it. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.